Hello guys, welcome to RD TV. Thank you for tuning in today, where in this episode we're in iRacing doing something very different indeed. Behind me you will see a big truck that goes really fast and flies over jumps. That's right, the Lucas Oil Off-Road Series has come to iRacing in Season 3 of the 2019 build of the sim. I know nothing about this category apart from the fact it's very cool and it impresses me, and I'm going to go into a public server now with real people that probably know what they're doing and give it a spin and share my impressions with you guys. So yeah, this could be awful, but let's see what happens. I'm going to stop recording now so when I cock up I don't have to do the intro again, and I'll see you in a second when we get on the track. Right, here we go. I've got a manual box, I've got more horsepower than grip, and we're on dirt, and we've got jumps. This could not be any further outside of my comfort zone. But let's go. I've admired the Lucas Oil Off-Road Series for quite some time as a TV fan. Oh, there we go, that guy in front's having a spicy time and stopping in the middle of the track, so thanks for that, pal. Yeah, I've admired the real category for a long time. We don't over here get much opportunity to watch it on the old telly box, so I've not seen enough of it as I would like, but what I do see just wildly impresses me. So I've been really looking forward to seeing iRacing bring this to the sim, and now it is here. The Pro 2 and the Pro 4 trucks come in the initial offering from iRacing. This truck that we're in at the moment, I believe, is the Pro 4, if memory serves me correct. Honestly, I'm not sure if that's the more or less powerful of the two, because basically, as I say, I don't know anything about the real category apart from the fact it's wildly cool. And this is the sort of thing I was really hoping iRacing would bring out before when they announced they were doing loose surfaces. So the rallycross side of things, in this sim at least, is not something I'm too interested in, as I forget about the handbrake. But this sort of wild ride, absolutely fabulous. Now I'm lifting off the throttle as I go over these massive jumps to save the engine, as obviously the wheels spinning while you're in the air are achieving nothing. I've not loaded a setup or anything, so I'm just running them stock at the moment. This practice session's been running for a little while, and of course iRacing on their loose surfaces have track deformation, so the track will deform as the cars are going over it. There will be dirt banks at the side of the circuit. They will move the surface around as trucks go around, and I think this has been a relatively well-used track already. You can see the muck build-up on the exit of the corners, so you need to try and avoid going into that one, otherwise you're going to get bogged down a little bit. I'm a little bit late on the handbrake there, but we got away with that one. These have got, they slide a heck of a lot, and they've got a lot of power, but the audio's awful, if I'm honest. I mean, iRacing's not known for its high quality audio within the sim, and sadly these trucks join that one. Feels a little bit synthetic, feels a little bit like it's digitized and it's not a real recording but a computer impression of what these big beastly engines sound like. So not great audio, I must admit, but then again, I've never been to see this series in real life, so this could be absolutely spot on as far as I'm aware. But as a man who knows what an engine's like, I doubt that, to be honest. And to be fair, at this moment in time, with the limited driving I've done, so this is the first time I've actually been on a server with other people with this car. The limited amount of driving I've done so far, that's pretty much the only downside I can find to it. The driving experience is beautiful. It requires a lot of concentration. Like I say, it's something that's well and truly a step into the unknown for me as an Englishman. We have literally nothing whatsoever, even remotely like this in the UK. We don't really even have much of a TV presence for these Lucas Oil off-road racing series cars, or trucks should I say. So it's only kind of snippets of bits that I've seen on the internet is my only real exposure to this type of loose surface racing. In which case, this is pretty much doubling my knowledge on what it's all about. Thank you iRacing for that, you expanded my mind. I thought these would be cool, and the time I've had in them so far tells me very much that they are cool. Now, the initial content release, as I say, comes with the Pro 2 and the Pro 4 trucks, and it also comes with 2 tracks, one of which you can see we're driving at the moment. So there's the Wild Horse Motorsports Park and the Wild West Motorsport Trail, I think it's called. I dare say, as I catch a little bit of inside barrier there, I dare say that there will be more locations from the Real World Series coming to iRacing as time goes by. But 2 trucks, 2 tracks is not a bad first offering from the online racing simulation service, and they're really well done tracks. They absolutely look terrifying. I can only imagine what this is like in VR. I bet that is absolutely bonkers. And they're really fun courses. A really good layout are both of the tracks. They feel like a perfect mix as I just overcook it. Oh, a little bit of tandem dancing with the other car there, so luckily we avoided each other as I overcook it, which is so easy to do in these things, and then just you can't bring the slide back. The body weight of the car, or the truck should I say, takes it round, and that's it. You are done for the day. As I do a little bit of a visor tear off then, just to clear the view ahead. We've got a bit of muck build up on the screen, and I'm looking forward to when I've put some more time and practicing in these vehicles. I'm looking forward to giving this a race, because I can imagine that being quite the intense experience. Not sure how many of these line up on a grid to do a race together, so I would assume it's probably not a full 30 vehicle grid. I would imagine there's something like 12 or 18 trucks on circuit at any one time. It's quite a short lap. There are big jumps, as you can well see, so lots to keep your mind occupied when racing around. And of course these things slide. They've got a lot of horsepower, so they slide really easily on this loose surface, and when you're racing in close proximity to another car, that's something you need to take into account, that you're not going to slide up the road surface and into them and have yourselves a little collision. So talking and driving is a lot harder even than I expected it to be, so forgive the poor show behind the wheel, ladies and gents. I mean, I'm not exactly good at driving these anyhow, but as he says, as he spins it round, does the exact same thing again. So a little bit too aggressive on the handbrake there. Need to think about maybe using the brake to bring the car down in speed more than the handbrake. It's not like they don't get sideways anyway, is it? And yeah, first impressions of this, I expected it to be fun, and oh boy, it's fun. Really, these are, if this is your kind of thing, I mean obviously a lot of people that watch these videos and are race department faithful tend to be predominantly sealed surface, so road or oval drivers, and we're not massively known for our loose surface following, like rally or rallycross, that kind of thing. And this is a very specific form of racing to the United States, so I'm not entirely sure exactly how popular this content will be in the main European sim racing market, but for something completely different, it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying this. I liked the dirt oval stuff that they brought out, but it kind of got boring after a little while because it's just ovals and there's only so much entertainment a dirt oval can give you. But this is a much more involving driving experience than that dirt oval content. I mean, I'm way off the pace at the moment. I can't even remember where it tells you where your position marker is, but yeah, I'm way off the pace at the moment. I've not learned even half of what I need to know in terms of how to get the maximum performance from these cars, but nevertheless, this is just fun. It's just massive fun, as again we get a little bit spicy on the handbrake, but managed to wind the opposite lock on in time. Just try not to get too sideways down here, get the truck straightened out as early as we can so we can get on the power and start hauling down this long straight. Again, lift on the jumps, save the engine on the brakes before we get on the next jump, get the front end turned in early, sort the back end out on corner exit. Yippee-ki-yay. Good fun. And as I criticised the audio at the beginning of the video, and I do think it's not a fabulous engine note that iRacing have delivered in these trucks, but they've done a good job in the rest of the background noise. So you've got the popping and banging, you've got the various different bits of metalwork and rubber banging together as you go over the jumps, and that's all nice and atmospheric, and that sounds really quite pleasing. It's just the actual revving of the engine itself that feels a little bit like a digital recording rather than a recording of the real thing. But it's nothing that's massively detrimental. It's not going to annihilate your enjoyment of the content. We all know that iRacing isn't the market leader in terms of an audio experience, so it is what it is. As we go a little bit nose heavy again, a little bit late on the handbrake as well, running it out onto the dirty stuff, full wind of the opposite lock, and just about live to fight another day on that one. This is hours of fun. This is hours of fun, this really is something quite outstanding. I haven't even tried the other circuit yet, so yet to see what that one's all about. I frankly can't remember which of the two tracks this one is, so I'm sure there's somebody way more knowledgeable than me in the comments that will share that information with us. As I'm looking around the side of the track trying to find a banner that tells me what track I'm on, but it is not to be. A little bit of kick up there off the suspension as we drop the nose a little bit too heavy. That guy's calling it quits. He's had enough of his bouncing around good fun. And yeah, there we go. So the pricing structure is the same as is with all the iRacing content. So they're about $14, $15 per car per track kind of mark. A little bit on the expensive side, yes, but we'll not go there. That's the iRacing pricing structure. You'll do with that what you will. But in terms of bang for the buck, these are absolute quality. Absolute quality trucks. A great driving experience. They feel beautiful through the wheel. They give you miles of smiles. And I'm sure as you learn to drive them properly, which I'm very much nowhere near, they'll start feeding back even more enjoyment than they do with my just sort of hooning about experiences that I'm having at the moment as I punch the monitor rather than get the handbrake in my excitement. So forgive me if the camera went a little bit whoop-de-doo-dah there for a moment. Something I'll try not to do again if I can help it. And handbrake is something you very much need in these things. It just gets the truck into these tight corners when you forever feel like you're going to be struggling with understeer and then snap rapidly into oversteer. So again, another dimension that us more traditional road course drivers never really have to snap into. As again, I've done the same thing. Nice slick pirouette there. Got a little bit too deep into the corner, a little bit too late on the handbrake, and out into the discarded soil at the edge of the circuit, and there's no grip there. The car's completely and utterly set up wrong for the corner, and you're always going to give it a 360 round there, but we'll keep making that same mistake until eventually we learn how not to do it again. So, in summary, there's not a lot I can tell you really about the Real World Series or its history, or if I can experience the driving experience of the iRacing model in comparison to the real world what I see on television and make any assumptions. I can't do any of that. All I can do is fire it up and say, am I enjoying myself or not? Is there any massive things that I like or dislike about it? Are there any big red flags that I need to draw your attention to say, no, this is a waste of money? In order of the above questions I posed there, am I enjoying myself? Ha! Massively. This is fantastic fun. Something that's really massive difference from what I'm used to and is fabulous for it. So yes, categorically, wholeheartedly, this is the most fun I've had in iRacing in about 5 years. So yeah, this is reason alone for me to fire up the sim for the first time in a long time, and arguably to keep firing it up on a regular basis from this point onwards. Marvellous. Are there any massive red flags? Nope. And by massive red flags, what I mean by that is there anything that cries out to me, oh dear, that's not very good? At the moment, in my limited time playing, no. The track that I've driven, which is this one, which is the only track I've driven so far, looks beautiful, really well modelled. The dirt behaves in a really slidey, believable kind of way. The way the vehicles interact and move the surface around and bring the piles of discarded to have kicked it up with our meaty rear tyres flailing at the edge of the track all works as expected and is all of the usual iRacing quality. The 3D model of the truck I've driven for iRacing standards is absolutely on a par with what I would expect. The physics feel really good, believable, the truck is drivable, the truck is reacting in a way that I would assume, based on no personal data or reference points, it's behaving in a way I would expect it to behave. It's predictable, it's lively of course, but it's predictable liveliness, so you can do something about it. You're not being constantly surprised with bizarre behaviour. So yeah, some of the better physics behaviour in my experience with iRacing can be found in this, so a really good job, especially considering the relative lack of experience that the iRacing developers have with loose surface content, and obviously the first time these sorts of vehicles have been in the sim, as I've done my first corner trick again. So only downside, as I've already talked about, is for me the audio pretty poor. I think the engine note and the exhaust note coming on onboard view in these trucks leaves a lot to be desired. I should imagine these are a much more throaty, much more meaty engine sound in real life, and would have been cool to have had that represented in the sim, but based on the track record of the audio in iRacing, it's not a huge, massive surprise to have this kind of audio experience. So again, not really a massive deal breaker, not a huge shock. Force feedback, difficult to tell because it's on the kind of track that it's on, but it's certainly doing enough in terms of the iRacing standards that we're come to expect. It's doing enough to tell me what the truck's doing, when it's sliding, when I'm hitting different thicknesses and depth of dirt and whatnot on the track. I can also feel the different bumps, different contacts and whatnot. I'm using a direct drive wheel, so anyway, everything's exaggerated. I've had to turn that down quite a bit for fear of breaking my wrists. So force feedback, really good for what it is, does the job nicely indeed, and again is on a par that one would come to expect from iRacing. So all very good, very satisfactory in that department, and that pretty much sums it up. Would I recommend this content to you, the discerning customer wondering whether to spend his or her hard-earned pennies? The answer is, if you think you might enjoy this kind of vehicle, these kind of tracks, oh yeah, categorically. These are something wildly different to what most of us are used to. Certainly wildly different to what a sim racer's used to. There's been no real serious attempt at simulating this form of motorsport before, so yeah, I love it. I think it's brilliant, thoroughly enjoying it, and I'm going to play this for a long time after I've done the commitments I need to do with videos and all that good stuff. If I ever get some free time to go sim racing, which is not necessarily a guarantee that I will get that free time, then this is a viable contender for using some of that time up. I try to get a bit of a Scandinavian fleek but not do it right, and that kind of worked. So yeah, all in all, really like it. The Lucas Oil Off-Road Racing Series Pro 2 and Pro 4 trucks out for iRacing as of the 5th of June 2019, and also 2 circuits, Wild West Motorsport Park and Wild Horse Trail, I think it is. So they're available now. If that's your bag, then go give them a try. I personally thoroughly enjoying it. Highly recommended. A great barrel of laughs, and I'm looking forward to upping my pace, skill and consistency, and then taking these for a race at some stage in the near future. So I'm not videoing that because that will be a train wreck, and I want to keep that particular embarrassment in my own personal space rather than the public domain. So yeah, without further ado, thank you for watching this video as always. Please do give us a like and a subscribe on Twitter, Twitch even, and YouTube. We're also on social media on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, and you can catch us at RaceDepartment.com as well, where we aim to publish the latest and greatest news from the world of real and virtual motorsport. So it'd be lovely to see you and hear from you over there. Do pop on over as well, that's RaceDepartment.com. I've been Paul Jeffrey. This has been me, well and truly, out of my comfort zone in something rather awesome indeed. Until next time, sim racing is awesome. Catch you later. Ta-ra.